Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Jeff Mark, Senior Portfolio Analyst at Action Alerts Plus, standing on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with Jim Cramer. Jim, it's another down day for the market, something we've been talking about all week over at Action Alerts Plus.
We raised cash, mentioned again on the call yesterday, thank you for everyone who's on the call, that this was seasonally weak. This period's 22 times out of 22. 22 years, 22 times, market's going down. I respect those kinds of odds. We have the cash. You put the money to work maybe Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. We have to look. For instance, I would love to pull the trigger on Union Pacific. I want it to come down more. We are going to get some bargains that are going to make it for the rest of the year. So we are at a moment now where if you can somehow wait and watch, you're going to get great prices, and we're going to have bases that we're shocked about.
Now, you mentioned Union Pacific, and what we're seeing right now, really across the entire industrial landscape, is that they're selling off, the financials are selling off. We're seeing the yield curve that's flattening out a bit, so that's causing some weakness there. Right. Meanwhile, but tech is really outperforming right now.
Well, look, we've had a commodity collapse. I mean, soy, everyone was so worried about the grains. In 3 days, they've wiped out all the gains. So all these things where you hear about supermarket inflation, no. By the way, plastics, prices are plummeting. I mean, everyone thought that they were going to the moon. I don't mean that that's a meme phrase. But the chemical prices are done. A lot of supply is coming on. So what happens, this is what Jay was saying. He said, look, the economy corrects itself. So the plastics guys, they all see prices going up. So what do? Do they just say, hey, this is great? No, they build plants. That's what they do. We're going to see that in paper. They're going to build plants. They only know to do that. We're going to see the oil rig number go up, and there's going to be a lot more oil coming out. We're down 1.9 million barrels per day from a year ago. So we'll see oil come out from 2 years ago. So what you're going to get is a lot of self-correcting, just like Jay said, and we're going to see the decline, and people are going to freak out. And I'm urging them not to freak out. I'm urging them to think about the tech stocks that we own and been buying.
So right, it sounds like a lot of the inflationary pressures that we've been really witnessing over the past couple months, that's all subsiding, and it's giving way to a great rally in tech right now. You talked about it a lot last night on Mad Money, how this could be really, everyone likes to write off FAANG, but FAANG is making a comeback.
Why did I pick FAANG? Okay, because those companies reinvent themselves regularly. See, if they were just static companies the way, say, IBM was, well, then it would be a silly acronym. But every time you look at alphabets now, it sounds like they're going to spin off Waymo. Netflix, well, they were been in remission because of COVID. Now they're starting to make a lot of product. It's really good. Google's trying to reinvent itself as a bit of a healthcare company, by the way. And when I look at Microsoft, I think it can come down, but they're doing such a miraculous job. Apple's turning into the health company that the press said it couldn't do. So I just think that these guys they're alive and they're dynamic. They'll come down and you'll get a better chance. But look, if I came on this show every day and I said, look, Friday's going to be bad and Monday's going to be bad, and then we'll take a look, and Friday's bad, I'm not going to say like, oh, I'm going to forget my decision to say that Monday was bad. I'm just not going to do that. So I'm happy to have my bat on the shoulder. I mean, look, they're throwing the ball outside the strike zone. Why do I have to swing? Why? I mean, what am I, an idiot? I mean, if they're going to throw the pitch and it's going to be to the right side of home plate, I am not going to sit there and say, oh, let me reach for that. I'll never hit the ball. Let them call a ball. So yesterday was ball 1. Today's ball 2. Monday is ball 3. Tuesday's ball 4. I'm getting on base. I love it. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, that's such a great analogy. Why force a move when you really don't have to make it? No. We talked about a lot about that yesterday on Action Alerts Plus. We saw some stocks falling, but we were saying, what's the point right now when we know that there could be some more weakness in the days to come?
Get on base by having a walk. Don't reach. I mean, you know who the people are buying right now? Those are the people who they're Ben Simmons. They think that because they're on the charity stripe, somehow they are going to get a basket. No. You've got to let this thing play out. And then when it's done playing out, we'll buy all the stuff that we really like. It'll be fantastic. Everyone will be throwing it away. The margin calls will be bad. The memesters will go find something else to do, maybe bet on, I don't know, preseason games. And I really think that what's going to happen is you're getting set up. getting set. Look, they've whipped inflation. We know the commodities everything's coming down. Okay, they had a 1-2 punch of Jay coming out and say, look, probably going to have to raise rates a little bit earlier, and then Bullard coming out and saying, look, there could be a rate hike 22, and Bullard is a dove. This is how it plays out. You want the Fed to do its job without a sledgehammer. You want them to be prepped, not like Janet Yellen did in 2015, saying, wow, things are great, because they're not great. And we want Jay Powell to win on minority hiring. But as we do this and the stimulus is going to dry up, so that's another thing that Jay knew. We overstimulated, that's Congress. And it's just entirely possible. Like, I've been saying good things about Jay, and people look at me like I'm a crazy man. But I've been a Jay fan, except for when he kind of went off, when he did the rookie mistake about the 3 hikes. I've known him for a while. He's a really good man, and he's much smarter than people think. And all his critics refuse to just understand he's doing it right. It's okay. He's doing it right. See, he's not Belichick. He's not a mean son of a bitch. He's just doing it right. He's not the coach of the Tampa Bay either. He's not Bruce Arians.
All right, so we hit on FAANG already. I want to go back to another acronym. Well, it's not an acronym, but a group that you've coined before, the Cloud Kings. Adobe, all-time high today after a great quarter.
You see, here's what you have to do, because Adobe will come down, because nothing's immune from the gravitational pull here. But if you listen to the Adobe call, you realize every one of the analysts is they're dazed by how great it was. But they shouldn't be, because Shantanu has set up this company as the ultimate digitization company. But when Adobe comes down, you buy it. Amazon, you buy it. But you got to let them come down. And if Adobe doesn't come down, you got to take a pass. That's all right too. Take a pass.
So that's a watch list thing, right? If we're seeing a lot of selling in the market right now. If the forces of that selling bring down Adobe, it was a great quarter. That's an opportunity.
All the healthcare companies are coming down, and maybe a managed care company. Maybe we should be looking at Centene. They had a great quarter. They're now going for margin expansion. The stock was at 52-week high the other day. That's we're gonna have to add some names to the bullpen. This kind of decline is great for people that have as much cash as we do. Now, let me put it another way. If we didn't get this decline, we would be not as good at our jobs. The cash position we have was meant for this decline. So when we get the decline, we don't suddenly run away and say, ooh, I'm really scared. Nor do we have to buy the first day of the decline. We want everything to come in, keep bat on shoulders, and we'll be fine. And the analogy of bat on shoulders makes sense, because what that says is we don't need to reach. It's coming to us. It's coming to us.
Now, say you weren't following us on Action Alerts Plus and you're kind of stuck with a very short cash position. Is it too late to sell, or what do you think here?
I think that you're going to... no, it's not too late to sell. You need some cash for the upcoming days. If you're in the Cathie Wood stocks, there's companies that are pre-revenue. That's too harsh. If you're now, would I take profits in AMC? Well, I think if I were Adam Aaron, yes, I would, the CEO, and not just because he went to Abington. I never liked Abington. I got thrown out of a game because I got back in. But I do point out, and this is really important, that whole fascination with the meme stocks. Look at how Petco did. Look at how Corsair did. Look at how Wendy's did. I mean, you got so pimped that you should be saying to the Wall Street Bets people, I hate you. Okay? I don't hate Jimmy Chill, which is what they're trying to do. I hate you. I hate you for gaffing me. Now, I was fishing last week, okay? I never once called for the gaffer because I don't have the heart to do what these Wall Street Bets people are doing to their followers. I'm not going to gaff them with a hook right through here. I'm throwing them back.
Now,
I'm catching and releasing. Those guys are just gaffing and killing. And they're not eating them. You look, if you kill a fish and you eat it, I'm very cool with that. But they're not. They're just gaffing them and putting them in the bucket. That's what they're doing to their own people. And they say they hate me? That they call me the most hated man, the most hated man in America. What I say to them is, what's the matter with Canada and Mexico? Why are they limiting that? Let's make it North America if you hate me, okay? Don't stop at the border.
All right, so you talked about taking some profits in some of the meme stocks, or the lack of taking profits in the meme stocks. I want to go back, so on our Action Alerts Plus video that we do right after this, by the way, on Monday, I asked you, because a lot of people were asking me, is it time to take Nvidia, to trim Nvidia? And you said no. And that's a great call because Nvidia has been one of the hotter stocks this week. And we saw today, Bank of America, $900 street high price target on Nvidia.
Right that we kept it all. My wife, Lisa, has agreed that I'm allowed to call the new rescue dog that we're getting. So far, 4 of them traded ahead Nvidia. That's a good sign because when Nvidia passed, the stock had kind of a swoon. So I do think that Nvidia is one of those, again, you look at it after it's come down. If it doesn't come down, you missed it. It's all right. You might have missed Nvidia and you might have missed Adobe. Let's see. But I think that everything is subject to a bit of profit taking here. When people sit down on Monday, I think they might, some of these strategists might come out and say, look, it's been a really good run. You want to wait till the oils go down. I've been telling you that that's the last vestige of inflation. A bunch of guys upgraded the oils today. I think that's going to be ill-fated. And then we'll take a hard look at it next week. Look, I've got to tell you, if I were really, really had my way, I would just go fishing. I got this new boat. I got a whaler. I would go fishing until Tuesday. Come back Tuesday, probably go to the canyons, and Wednesday do some buying.
Is that a Brunswick boat?
Brunswick 24-footer. It's got a head. It's got a lot of really fancy gizmos. My wife is an amazing driver of boats. We had a 17-foot whaler for 12 years. We decided to step up. But I would fish until the stocks come down, and then I would do some buying. Now, just so we know, the meme Wall Street Better guys, keep treating their people like they're bumpers. When my wife comes in, she comes in hard, and she hits the bumpers. That's what the Wall Street Bets people are doing to their own.
All right, so that's something to watch out for. But back to the Wall Street Bets. You had a stock that they've really liked recently is Clean Energy, and you had the CEO on last night.
I like Clean Energy. I mean, look, sometimes a blind squirrel finds a nut. Clean Energy is very good because it uses manure, was something that the Wall Street Bets guys probably really know about. Uses cow farts and manure. I mean, to me, how can they not like that stock? Because it's kind of like what they're based in. Their whole thesis is about. That's what they do. Their thesis is feces. But I do think that he's changed it to renewable energy and renewable nat gas, which is good. Initially, he was doing the nat gas right from the ground. But now he's using what the farmers are. Farmers are happy to be paid for manure, which produces very clean energy, because otherwise it would just drift off into the environment. So I think that the Wall Street Bets people have it right when they cover themselves with feces.
All right, so it sounds like they got a good story there.
Yeah.
All right, Jim, before we wrap, we got Amazon Prime Day next Monday, Tuesday.
Amazon
always the big day.
Amazon may be the stock that you might have to buy into the teeth of Monday because it's doing so well and it's Prime Day. I'm going to buy myself some Zeiss binoculars so I can see the Eagles. That's what I need. I don't want to be glib. I think the market's headed down here. I think the Fed is orchestrating in their own way a terrific decline. Get the froth out. If you go back to December 2015, when Yellen kind of blew it up, you could see that you couldn't recover very quickly. When Jay blew it up in 2018, it didn't recover very quickly. So I am urging patience. But when you want to start, if you can't have any patience, then buy some Amazon. Get ready for Prime Day.
All right, so you heard it there. Buy Amazon if you really have to.
Do you have any things on that you did by subscription on Amazon?
Oh, yeah, I do video. I'm a big Prime user. I've watched a bunch of the shows there, movies. I watched The Americans.
But do you have anything on, like where it comes every month?
No, I'm not, nothing like that.
During the pandemic, put zinc on every other week. I am going to be a zinc salesman very soon. I'm going to leave here and sell zinc. I have a mountain of zinc, and I keep trying to cancel it, won't go. But anyway, I do think that Amazon would be the first, Adobe second of the ones. We don't have Adobe, but I wish we did. And also, by the way, it's a long day, so don't feel like this is a day when I was at Goldman. There was a cannonball. There was a 12:05 cannonball to the Hamptons, and I used to take my beach chair. Man, what a shoebie I was. And I think that that's going to be another group of people who are going to leave midday, and that those would normally be buyers. We've got some, witching thing going on. I know it's so hard, and I do like stocks, but sometimes you have to wait. Don't be afraid to miss it.
All right, so you heard it there. Sometimes it's just best to sit on your hands. I'm Jeff Marks. We're going to go to the Action Alerts Plus show right after this, and we'll see you Monday.